Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Wednesday, June 11th, 2014. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's jump right into the charts here. We're going to see the S&P 500 E-mini futures are trading lower by 8.5 points. Now, first off the bat, this looks like a pretty nice little sell-off. Futures were actually down a little bit more, but you're going to see that they've been inching up a little bit more. So I think traders are going to want to keep an eye on the dollar-yen chart. Here's a chart of dollar-yen. You can see as that moves higher, the stock market moves higher. Basically, dollar-yen sold off really around 4 o'clock in the morning. It really plunged, and so did the ES futures. Now the dollar-yen is catching a little bit of a bid. What I showed you yesterday, if you watched yesterday's video, was the trick that's going on right now is that dollar-yen seems to catch a bid around 7, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, and then floats higher, and that usually keeps the stock market somewhat buoyant. And you can see it again, 8 o'clock in the morning, dollar-yen moves up. So I think we will want to watch this very, very closely. If the dollar-yen, look how that rallies back up. And that's what's been keeping the market buoyant. So even if the dollar-yen comes down, as long as the dollar-yen moves up during market hours in the United States, the stock market will generally hold up or be okay or be flat. The volatility and the volume are so light right now, it's hard to make too much out of it. But if we see a weaker dollar-yen, I think we could have a sell-off on our hands today. So keep that on the radar going forward. All right, let's take a look at a few stocks in the news. But before we start with that, let's talk about what happened politically last night. It looks like Eric Cantor lost the primary last night. So that's the big news. That could be rattling Washington a little bit. I believe Eric Cantor had some pretty big donors. Most notably Blackstone Group, Goldman Sachs, and a few others. So again, that could be rattling the markets a little bit. Tea Party member did defeat him, a guy by the name of Brat. What a name. But nonetheless, that could be rattling the markets just a little bit today, but we'll see how that all shakes out and plays out. All right, let's take a look at some stocks out here. The first one we're going to start off with is Synaptics. SYNA is the ticker symbol. This company looks like they made an acquisition yesterday to buy out a chip company out of Japan, but that chip company out of Japan makes chips for the iPhone. So that's the big news, at least right now. I don't know. It wasn't a big acquisition, but apparently they do make the chips for the iPhone. So the market likes that. But either way, the stock is so overbought at these levels. I do not see any upside here. In fact, I'm going to be scrambling this morning to look for an area to fade this equity. So I don't have a good level yet because it is a new all-time high, I believe. But nonetheless, I will be looking to try to fade this stock. Do not buy this equity up here at these prices. That's the bottom line. I don't know how high it will go, but right now I'm thinking around $81 is probably where you're going to hit pretty good resistance. It's currently trading at 80, but I haven't been able to complete the math yet. So again, I would not be a buyer of Synaptics. In fact, I'd almost expect it to be a fade candidate after the opening bell. All right, let's take a look at Ulta Salon. I will have levels for this one. We will look to short this today. Come over to the chat room. That'll be posted at 9 o'clock in the morning. Good move on Ulta, though. It closed at $85.31. Now trading at around $95. I will have levels to scalp this one today. So come on over to the chat room. We'll be looking to play that one. H&R Block, I know that is in the news today. Stock is gapping up a little bit. Pretty good little move for H&R Block. I'm not 100% what the news was, but nonetheless, stock is gapping up a little bit today. It closed at $30.78. I would not be a buyer of this one either. Ton of resistance around 32.25 to 32.5. Do not chase H&R Block. This is also a potential fade candidate. I'm leaning more towards 32.50 around that level, but do not chase this one up. H&R Block looks like it should pull back. I don't know exactly what's causing the stock to move this morning, but nonetheless, it's a decent little pop. But again, most likely that move higher in H&R Block will not last. I do expect this one to be a fade. Let's take a look at Rambus. RMBS is the ticker symbol. Looks like they've signed a deal, I believe, with Qualcomm. So again, this is a strong move. Resistance levels are going to be around $13.60 1375. Hard to chase Rambus up here, but it's a fairly decent move today. I don't want to take too much away from it. It may pull back a little bit. They did sign a licensing agreement with Qualcomm, so again, that's the news, but I don't see much upside from here. This one I'm a little bit tentative on the short side yet. I got to get a good level. If it got to $15.35, I would short it there, but I don't expect it to get to that price. But if it does, that's your short play. Let's take a look at IBM. IBM today is reporting news that they're selling off, I believe, a semiconductor part of their company. So again, IBM in the news. Stock has been dreadfully weak lately, but they have sold part of the chip making business to global foundries. It looks like IBM is weak. There's no reason to own the equity. This thing wants to go lower. I just wouldn't buy it at all. I don't think the stock has any upside potential here. So be very, very careful with IBM. There's really nothing here to own it. There's not much I'm seeing. Really no real reasons out here to buy this stock. There are some other names out here that are in the news today. But again, it's a lot of upgrades and downgrades. Looks like Micron Technology, ticker symbol MU, I believe was upgraded today. Again, this is an equity that is way overextended, way overbought. I find it ironic that Merrill Lynch, Bank of America Merrill Lynch, is upgraded the stock to a buy from underperform when the stock is up this much. Take a look at this monthly chart. This is why you got to watch these firms. They're snake oil salesmen. They're telling you to buy the equity up here. They're upgrading it. Meanwhile, why don't they upgrade it down at 5? Down at 10, 15, 20, 25. They're upgrading the stock at 29. That's usually a sign that they want to distribute to the public. So, again, in my opinion, don't chase this one. It's gapping up a little bit in the pre-market, but this is potentially a fade candidate. So, again, the stock gets to around, I don't know, 32.70, 32.80. That's probably a great level to fade it if they can get it up there. I don't know if they can. But you cannot buy a stock up here at these levels. Company upgrading it at an extreme high like that. That's insane. All right. A couple of other upgrades that I am seeing today. Looks like Bank of America, Merrill Lynch upgraded Molson Coors. Ticker symbol, I believe, is TAP on that. So, again, this is another equity that is to the moon. I would not touch this with a 10-foot pole. Look at this monthly chart. It's already parabolic. You do not want to own something like that. Again, could have been an exhaustion bar on the charts yesterday, but it just is amazing how these companies will upgrade these things at extreme highs. Let me just see if there's a couple more upgrades here. I think there's a couple left. Nope, that's about it. Okay, so those are the two I wanted to bring to your attention. I thought there was one more, but I'm mistaken. But either way, it's pretty incredible how these brokerage firms will upgrade these things at extreme highs, extreme measures. There's no way they're going much higher from here. All right, let's take a look at the gold market today. Gold is trading higher by $3.60. Gold had a good day yesterday. Today it's trading at $1,263.70 an ounce. Let's take a look at the GLD. GLD is trading at $121.66, so it's upticking a little bit. I don't really love the overall setup on gold at this time. We will look at gold down the road, but right now I'm more neutral on it than anything else. Let's take a look at the oil market today. You're going to see that light sweet crude is trading higher by 15 cents. It's right around $104.49 a barrel. Let's go to the USO, which is a good proxy for trading light sweet crude, and you'll see that's trading at $38.22, basically right where it closed yesterday. But oil's holding steady today, and you know it has been very, very steady as of late. So yeah, it could pull back in at any point, but I'm more neutral on oil. I don't think there's much you could do with it here. It's not an easy trade, and the charts are still fairly strong for oil. So be very, very careful trying to get in front of it on the short side. Again, if the market comes down, anything can deflate. But all in all, keep an eye on that dollar-yen chart today. That'll tell you pretty much everything you need to know. Remember, the market will react to the dollar-yen, but if the dollar-yen moves higher once the market opens, then generally the market will get some kind of helium underneath it and start to lift as well. So be a little bit aware of that. That's pretty much everything we have today. A little bit on the quieter side, but we'll see how this market plays out. Right now, the futures are down 9.25 points, and it's a pretty good morning decline. With that said, everybody, I want to wish you all a great trading session, and we will go ahead and see you on the charts.